Sorry.
I've already signed it.
I should be able to get it.
Orders, but she was silver instead. So
What'd
this
you
is
say?
but with it being, there's not a whole lot.
So it's
Very.
Yeah, well, no, it's gonna have to have
What?
we touched on it. So their kids. This and we're trying to.
Might have some help finding it here.
I think I picked
Library.
or in all three. Because I could just literally move the other day.
Where do I go? Go to library. I can get it.
Put your mind to it.
I mean, I heard. Yes, sir. Yeah.
You gotta be ready. So.
No, it's just the only thing was highlighted by the change. That was the only change.
Yeah, but now includes diversity.
Sixth grade.
Yeah.
She took out the 1, 2, 3. You didn't even have the 4-wheel drive.
So.
I thought she was here.
I had Yeah. I didn't realize I had lost my advantage, and I was ahead of him for a while. And then I fell down the first time. Then he started dancing around doing like Canada boots.
I like it.
And so I just get up. Roy, I said,
Tom, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Everyone, please, would you stand for the pledge of allegiance? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll bow our heads, please. Gracious Heavenly Father, place your hand on us as a board so we can make the correct decisions. Keep protected of all the children of our county and our teachers and staff. And this is the season of your Son, Lord Jesus Christ. In your Son's name, Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Call meeting to order. Roll call.
Chris Satterfield.
Here.
Skip Willis.
Yeah.
Carla Willis here, Terry Warner. Here. All are present.
All right. Approval of minutes from the executive session. Oh, wait a minute. An executive session was held prior to the regular board meeting and no other subject matter was discussed in the executive session other than the subject matter that was specified in the public notice. If there's any questions or anything, anybody, you can contact me or our attorney Grant for any further information. So with that, we'll go to approval of minutes from the executive session and regular session meeting, both held on November 11th, 2025.
Make a motion to accept the minutes.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the minutes? Not all in favor, raise your hand. Okay. Next is financial report, approval of claims.
In your packet, you have voucher 21388 through 21514 for your approval.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the claims. All in favor, raise your hand. All right, fund reports.
We'll start with the bank balances. In German American Bank, we have $1,584,673.03. In Home Building Savings Bank, we have $149,470.56. A combined total in the bank is $1,734,143.59. The bank statements from each of the banks follow that sheet. Do you have any questions on the bank accounts?
I don't, somebody else?
Okay. So moving into the fund reports, Education Fund currently has a balance of $989,256. Debt Service Fund is a negative $314,564. Operations is a balance of $628,120. Rainy Day Fund has a balance of $21,422. The GEO bonds of 19 have a balance of $32,584. Okay, sorry. Moving on from the fund report, we have the appropriation report, followed by the revenue report. So you can see where we're at with the terms of our approved appropriations for the year, as well as the revenue that has come in. Following those, you have the cash projections for the education fund through the end of November, the projection for the operations through the end of November, rainy day fund through the end of November, the GEO bond 19 projections. Then we have the GEO bond from 2025, which is zero, that has been expended. And then we have the affidavit of expenses from the multi-building account bond that was issued in the fall of 24. Do you have questions on any of those reports?
Okay. So next we'll go to review of the 2026 budget notice.
We received our 1782 from the Department of Local Government Finance. Debt Service, they have approved appropriations in the amount of $2,051,650. In education, they've approved amount of $12,420,747. And operations, $7,966,465. The approved tax rate, levy first. The approved levy is $9,712,319, and the rate is 1.0998 for our calendar year 26. Do you have any questions on the budget?
We don't need to act on that one, right?
No.
Okay. I see we skipped something in the,
Appointment of Board of Finance.
okay, in our packet there was, okay, it must have been.
That's the affidavit.
Oh, that's the line, okay. All right, appointment of Board of Finance.
So in January, we are required to have Board of Finance meetings. We typically have it just before the January meeting. This year's January meeting is late. It's January 13th. But regardless of whether we meet that day or another date, I need 2 board members to be on the Board of Finance.
Anybody willing to do that?
I'll do it.
You do it? Okay.
Governor needs some stuff.
Okay, I make a motion that we have Skip and Chris on the Board of Finance for January of 2026.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, raise your hand. Anything under other?
Yep.
Patron comments. We've got Tatum Schooler.
Yeah.
Come on up.
There, or wherever.
Well, I was asked for an apology for a Facebook post I made. I'm not apologizing for the post. Nothing I said was wrong. I fixed what was wrong. I will apologize for cussing in the office. For that, I apologize. But I would like to know why or what's being done with my wife being intimidated and threatened for her job. And I would also like a public apology for her. And I'd like to say to Suzanne Blake, thank you for having a meeting with me Tuesday before Thanksgiving break. You've looked into some things we talked about, got back with me, and I appreciate it. Other than that, I got nothing to say. I just want to make sure something's getting done about a principal intimidating my wife and threatening her job over something I said. Because if we're going to hold her accountable for my actions, we can hold him accountable for his wife's actions.
Well, thank you for coming in, by the way. Thank you for taking the time. What we can't discuss is any steps that we're taking as far as, guidelines, things like that in nature. We can't.
Well, I understand that. I just want to make sure something's getting done because
I want to thank you for coming, and the situation is it's being handled. It's
Okay.
being taken care of.
Because it's not, obviously I brought to light, she's not the only one that's been, let's say, bullied or intimidated or threatened over at that school.
I'm not aware of anything else.
Well, if you read my Facebook post, there's stuff on, I'm not saying you have or not, but if you read it, there's people come to light saying, I left because of him, we pulled my kid because of him, yada, yada, yada. So I just want to be set. We had to pull our kid to homeschool because he wasn't getting the proper care he needed for his hearing loss. Found out teachers didn't know he knew he had hearing loss. Aides didn't know he had hearing loss. So we had to pull him to get a better education because he was slipping after we got a 504 and all that stuff. So, I hate that we had to pull our kid for education, but it's what's best for him. And me and Dr. Blake have talked, and she's helping us with some things. So maybe we will bring him back to middle school. But as of right now, my 10-year-old, his self, will not go back to that school because he feels bullied and threatened.
I hate to hear that.
Well, I do too, but that used to be a great school over there. When Rich Luker was in it, that was a good school. He cared about the kids. He made sure when you dropped your kid off, they were his 100% and they got the care they needed. And I wish he'd get back to that, but right now it don't look like it is. But I appreciate you guys' time, and that's all I got to say.
Thank you.
Patron comments, old business. Second reading of policy C-126, 225, D-300, F-125, 176, 225, G-375, and administrative guidelines for F-150R, 225R, and 250R.
There's also the forms that accompany 375. They weren't listed out separately, but there are two forms, an E1 and an E2.
And we've made the modifications in C-126, which you guys have in front of you.
Yes.
So with that, I make a motion to approve the second reading of those policies.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion on those policies? If not, all in favor, raise your hand. All right.
Okay, just so I make sure I got it right. So what was in front of you for C-126 and then the modifications for 375, G-375R. Those are both how you want them updated. Is that correct?
Yes.
Correct. Thank you.
Okay. New business, approval of CBA 2025-2026 between Pike County School Corporation and Pike County Teachers Association.
We held the public meeting gave an opportunity for input. So the collective bargaining agreement is status quo in terms of any of the stipends, salary, finances, et cetera. The only adjustment was they currently get 11 sick days and 3 personal leave days each year. That has been amended to 9 sick days and 5 personal days, so it's still a total of 14, just allocated differently. Otherwise, everything stayed the same and the documents in front of you.
All right, well, I make a motion to approve the contract.
Second.
And a big thank you to everybody that was on the team negotiating, the teachers and everyone. So there's a motion and a second to approve the contract. All in favor, raise your hand. Approval of cell phone stipends.
This was something that came to light during our audit, State Board of Account audits that was just completed. Technically, we didn't have any documentation showing that the positions listed here were board approved to receive the cell phone stipend of $20 a pay over 24 times a year for having a cell phone.
I move to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any other discussion on cell phone stipend? Not, all in favor, raise your hand. Approved. Acceptance of donations.
We have the following from the Community Foundation: $4,000 for the middle school library, $300 for Petersburg Elementary 4th grade teachers novel studies, $1,540 for PC track and field equipment, $7,650 for weight room equipment. At the high school, $3,500 for 2 3D printers for Charter Enterprises at the high school, $3,500 for playground structure at Winslow Elementary, $366 for a wall-mounted control panel and mic system at Winslow, $2,280 for pre-K STEM classroom supplies at Winslow. We also have a donation from the Community Foundation in the amount of $555 for new instruments and materials to the PC band. We have $250 from True Scripts Management Services for the Pike Central High School Color Guard. We have $250 from Wheeling United Methodist Church for the high school guidance department. $500 from Premier Air Conditioning doing business at Benner Heating and Cooling for the athletic department. We have a donation from CRS Optical PC in the amount of $500. We have $200 from United Steelworkers to the FFA. Okay, that was it.
Make a motion to accept the donation.
I'll second that. Thank you.
And a big thanks. Yep. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the donations, raise your hand. Approval of bulk paper purchase.
I haven't in the past brought bulk paper purchase to you, but it has been increasing in price, and so I wanted to bring it to you so you could see that. We are recommending that we purchase from Liberty Office in the amount of $24,763.20.
Which looks like is the low price. Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. Approval of auction of surplus items.
So before the auction can actually occur, you will get a list of the surplus items, so you can have the full list to approve and declare it as surplus. But in advance of that, I'm requesting approval to proceed with all the preparations. We'd like to hold an online auction. We've spoken with Claridge Auction Service, and he's agreed to conduct the sale for us. He would be doing 2 sales. It'd be staggered. One would be all the items that are in storage at the Otwell Elementary building, and the other would be available for pickup at Pike Central. So by having the 2 sites, that should avoid confusion on the pickup and location when people choose to purchase.
Sounds reasonable.
So
All right.
I need your,
Make a motion that we go ahead and pursue the auction of the surplus items.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second, and I guess going with Claire's auction, I should clarify that, so. All in favor, raise your hand. Approval of bus lease for the 2026.
Okay, this item was tabled last month. I suppose it could have gone under old business, but we did do some research. The original letter requested leasing 18 buses on a 5-year lease. And after some more discussion, we are proposing to reduce that to 17 buses. The lease option per year would be $492,678. And we do want to make sure we include the camera systems because those have been tremendous.
Yes. And those are included on this quote, correct?
Not the 492 amount, but they are listed here. So they're 19. It varies. Okay, for 17 buses, it would be $18,530 with it.
Well, I make a motion that we approve the bus lease with the cameras,
Thank you.
with the cameras on them. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? And Dave, thanks for your, where's he at? Thanks for your work on the. All right. All right, we got a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your hand. Other? Nothing? Personnel, resignations, retirements, and leave of absence.
We have a letter of resignation from Sierra Young, who had worked in the cafeteria effective December 5th, 2025. Have a letter from Mrs. Schulteis resigning from her position as food service director. Her last day will be December 19th, 2025. Amy Sisk has submitted a letter of resignation as a bus driver. Her last day was Friday, December 5th. Have a letter from Michelle Lamond submitting the resignation from her position as a teacher at Winslow Elementary at the end of the 25-26 school year. Have a letter from Alyssa Eckes submitting her resignation as Petersburg Elementary instructional assistant effective today. I have 2 medical leave requests after that.
All right. I make a motion we approve resignations, retirements, and leave of absence.
Ready?
A motion and a second. Is there any other discussion on those? Not all in favor, raise your hand. Appointments.
Have a recommendation from Dave Chestnut to hire Shelley Edrington as a full-time bus driver. Starting date would be retroactive to yesterday, December 8th. We have an amendment to an ECA recommendation with Devin Phillips's resignation. Would also be resigning as the welding ECA position, and the recommendation is to add Cody Foster to that position for the remainder of the year. Athletic coaching recommendations. Basketball has requested approval of Dalton Thurston as a volunteer assistant. Baseball has requested approval of Chase Davis as assistant coach with full stipend. Brad Redio and Zach Wood both as volunteer assistants. We have a recommendation from Petersburg Elementary to approve Hallie Fair as 5th grade cheer coach assistant. We have a request to approve Keena Kirby for up to 5 hours of homebound per week for a middle school student through the end of the 25-26 school year.
Okay. And that's it on those. Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor of the appointments, raise your hand. All right. Professional leave.
We have a request from a group of teachers, but it's actually all buildings, sorry, I started to say teachers from Winslow. We have several teachers attending the STEM integration, a collaborative training after the first of the year in January. For Winslow Elementary, it would be Aaron Meyer, Ashley Rashi, Kayla Wire. Petersburg Elementary would be Melissa Pancake, Courtney Loveless, Brianna Like, and Pike Central Middle School would be Tanya Walton. The grant will cover everything except for the food expenses. So they were asking the board to consider reimbursement of the food items, but again, some other expenses are covered. And then we received a letter yesterday from the Indiana Department of Homeland Security that they're sponsoring a school safety summit held on January 6th to 7th. I've sent it to the administrators. The most we would send would be 5 individuals. Right now, only 2 have responded that they might be able to go, but I'm just requesting your approval for them to attend the training with the expenses covered through Title II grant as it has allowed.
I will make a motion to approve, but I want to amend the, on the first one, on the food portion of it, because we may be moving to a different standard, and since this is going into January, I would like to approve it, but amend that we're gonna look at the portion on the food coming in January on the next one. Well, would this be, when's this, January
We've
16th?
already.
We'll know before then, we can send an email, but the whole thing is approved, but we may go to a,
Different reimbursement.
yes, different reimbursement type, maybe a stipend or something moving into the 2026 school year. So that's how I'll make the motion to approve with the, maybe amended on the payment of the food.
I second that.
A motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. I didn't under professional leave, administrative comments.
Good
Evening.
evening. We had 0 reports to our anonymous reporting link for the month. We've had some fun things again at Petersburg Elementary. Our 3rd graders presented balloons over Broadway, which was kind of mimicking the Macy's parade before we left for Thanksgiving break. And then they had a thankful lunch, and we appreciate that parents participated, and they had homemade mashed potatoes and all the trimmings for that, so that looked good. And we're thankful for that participation from the families and our 3rd grade teachers for hosting that. That was during their lunch period, and they had tables in their classrooms set up like a true family Thanksgiving. I just want to say, as we move into winter and you approve buses, appreciation for our bus drivers. I know that's a huge responsibility when we have freezing fog or all the things with delays. And so our bus drivers have been really building relationships with students, and not only for the safety side of it and their driving skills, but for that, I appreciate them and just want to recognize them. Our pre-K program had their little Christmas program, and that was led by Miss Kinsey and Miss Aaron, with Miss Riesenbeck's absence on her leave. And so we appreciate them stepping up and doing that morning program and the afternoon program, and it was just precious. Huge thanks to the Kiwanis Club, Police Department, Sheriff's Department, and local businesses. We had 57 students participate in the Kiwanis Christmas, and that was really amazing to see. The students absolutely appreciated everything. I enjoyed watching them open up their shoes and wanting to put them on immediately. It was truly rewarding to see, and they enjoyed every aspect of that day. We also had 14 students participate in the Ministerial Association Christmas, so we thank them for that also, and appreciate the community stepping up there. Our PTO has been sponsoring a Santa shop this week, and students are able to come in and purchase items for their family. So they've had fun with that, and that's going on all week. Our grades 3, 4, and 5 will have a Christmas program on December 11th. 5th grade will go caroling to local nursing homes and businesses. So if you're out and about around town, I think they end at the courthouse on that day. That's the last day, December 19th, the last day that we're in session. We're gearing up for the end of the semester and the grading period amongst all these things. So teachers are working on finalizing or getting ready to finalize grades. Our basketball team will have 2 away games coming up, December 15th and December 18th. One of them's at South Spencer and the other's at Ireland, playing Jasper. Our middle of year assessments on iReady are ongoing right now. So we're anxious to see how much our students have grown this year. Our teachers have been participating in reading curriculum meetings with Mrs. Deffendahl to adjust pacing and making sure we're all on the same page with Winslow. So those have been effective and they've made some adjustments. Our second grade students went on a field trip to Pike Central and they were immersed in Spanish culture and the Spanish language. A huge thanks to Mrs. Killian and the Spanish Club for hosting them. They talked about it and had a phenomenal day that day. Mrs. McCutcheon is starting a mindful mornings with yoga for some students who have signed up. So that's getting ready to start as we enter the winter season. We might need some extra mindfulness. And to top it off, and finally, we had a calf named Kringle come for a visit today with a kindergarten student for show and tell. So
Thank you.
great things happening.
Thank you.
Big hand, Brooke.
Good evening. Good things going on. I want to echo some stuff that she talked about with our Spanish club. That was fun to see all the kids come into the building and our kids interact with them. Had about 5 different stations. It was really, really cool to see our kids working with the little ones. And then also that National Honor Society thing, that's the first time I've been a part of that. That was fantastic. 88 kids. So our National Honor Society jumped in on that Kiwanis Christmas that she was talking about. 88 kids were provided with Christmas gifts. And so I just thought that partnership was fantastic. And I'm going to keep going back to that. That was really a rewarding day. Our engineering and construction trade classes teamed together and received the Perkins grant. So I don't know if you've seen anything, but we have a laser engraver back there that we've been doing some different stuff with. If you guys want to come out and tell Brad and Jeremy what you're wanting, they can put anything on anything. Coasters, paneling, wood, different stuff. It's pretty neat. So if you guys give them any design, they can put it on something for you. It's pretty neat. STEM wise, Mr. Vall took a group of kids over to VU Jasper a couple weeks ago, participated in a competition, and they finished third. It was a STEM competition, and that was out of about 12 teams. Wizard of Oz auditions took place this week. That's going to take, the musical will be in March 13th through 15th. Our National Honor Society also completed another year of collecting Thanksgiving meal kits for somebody's place. They've been collecting these kits for over 10 years. We were able to deliver 30 meals to different people around the community. Lamy and Holwald are also, Charger Manufacturing is taking orders for wooden sleds. If you guys want to come out, look at those, you can order them. They probably got them on Facebook somewhere. Nina Hunt, FCCLA, were able to form and package over 190 dozen rolls before Thanksgiving that they were able to distribute out as a fundraiser. We're going to have a Spirit Week next week going into Christmas. We had a Christmas party where we partnered up with the middle school down here at the Vault last Wednesday night. It was a good time. A lot of people showed up. Good night. Like I said about the Spanish Club, that was a great day. We had our choir concert on Sunday. We will have our band concert this coming Sunday. Choir was excellent. I'm anticipating the same out of band. A young lady named Jessa Rio recently won VFW's Voice of Democracy essay contest. So we had some kids write essays, submit them, and Jessa won that. Very impressive. We had homecoming nominations this week. So I'm going to actually get to the homecoming stuff in the January board meeting because we're going to meet right before that. But we did have nominations this week, so that'll be something after Christmas that we'll get to. Our robotics team went up to Westfield this weekend. Mr. Scott took about 4 kids up there. They finished 4th out of 28, which is fantastic considering when he left on Friday, he told me we finished dead last year. So anything's an improvement. So 4th is really good. And so proud of Mr. Scott and those kids. And today we initiated what I hope to continue every year. We took 60 seniors down to Evansville. It's just kind of a fun day. We went ice skating and then shopping at the mall. It was great. They had a good time, a lot of laughs. But anyway, hopefully we can keep doing that. They seem to enjoy it. It was a good day. So something to do for our seniors about once a semester. And it's happy Superintendent's Appreciation Week, by the way. That's the best I got.
I want to know who won the trivia contest at the staff party.
Well, we finished second.
I didn't ask that.
Okay. Mr. Eigel's team, I can't remember what they called themselves, but
Ian's not here.
they called themselves winners.
You're winners.
Yeah, you weren't on that team, were you, Dave?
No, I wasn't.
The last question was the original PAC teams, and Eigel kind of got that, and that kind of raised them up a little bit. So, but it was a good day. Christmas party was a fun night. Yeah.
Good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
I want to thank you guys for the vote for the buses. One thing that I talked to Chris about, when we were discussing some of that stuff, we no longer really need the GIS system. We put that in place, at the beginning of last year, but with these new buses, they have an on command and it tracks them. As soon as they fire their bus up and take off, our routes are already built. So, and that has changed. All our routes have changed throughout the years just because of, new move-ins and things like that. So I wanted to just kind of let you guys know about that. And then I think I told you last time we was chosen to have 2 of the 3-day schools, and both of those will be in the first quarter. So we have one in January, one in March. So I've got a couple. I got one lady that's just pretty close to being ready. So I know we got 2 that's going pretty good right now.
Schools will be out the tech center.
Yeah, both of them be out the
Great.
book center. One's the 27th, 29th of January, and then the other one's in March. So that's basically all I got.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Not really. Not really. Go ahead.
No, I'm
Yeah. I forgot to mention, we had 13 on the brim last month, 4 of them in the last 2 days. So,
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
Mine's going by. Go ahead.
Sorry. Let's see, we had our I Learn checkpoints, which I talked about last month, but we have now completed all of our remediation, and our 8th grade finished their second round of testing today. Students are getting rewards for everybody that shows growth. So we've had kids watching movies, we've had kids going to the gym, donuts, slushies, like kind of a hodgepodge of different rewards, but it has been very successful. The kids starting to like have some buy-in into like, hey, if I try hard and I can show some improvement, I'm going to get something out of this, so, and they've done a good job with that. So I'm proud of them for that. We did have our choir concert, as Mr. Kopenauer spoke about last weekend. It was great. Kids did a great job. And then the band is this next weekend. As he said as well, we had our middle school and high school Christmas party. It was nice to see the staff back together again and collaborating and having a little bit of fun. So that was nice. Been a while since that had happened, so that was great. Mrs. King's class is making some Christmas goodies for the staff over the next week or so. Kids always enjoy doing that, and then bringing bringing around what they've made and, treating the teachers to that. We have had we're in the middle of our 15 days of Christmas. We always have dress-up days for the last days before Christmas. We have a staff meal that Mr. Meese and I will be cooking. Mr. Meese will be cooking, I will be supervising. Because you don't want to eat it at a time. So that will be next week. And Santa Claus is coming, and we do have a student movie planned for them. I want to say thank you to local churches, staff, and then Masons in collaboration. We're able to help. I think about 32 kids, I believe, is what we were able to help. So. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Klaus. He had an idea a couple months ago. We have a few students who are very tech savvy and have enjoy technology, anything technology. Mr. Klaus decided to start meeting with those kids and kind of forming a relationship with them, once every couple weeks during lunchtime, get feedback from them on things that they would like to see, or they've actually been helpful on some things that, we were struggling to try to figure out how to, make it work or whatever. And those kids were helpful in that. So we have, there's one student in particular who he's made a big impact on just in the last, month or so that this kid has been involved in this program. So I just want to say thank you to Mr. Klaus for taking that initiative to do that with those kids. I think that's great. And then Sunshine Committee, when I very first started teaching in Pike Central a long time ago, there was a thing called the Sunshine Committee. I don't know.
I remember.
Okay. Somewhere along the lines, it kind of disappeared, fizzled out. I don't know, whatever. But we had some staff that had the idea that they'd like to get that started again. So we actually had our first Sunshine Committee meeting after school today. And I think it's going to be fun, and it'll be a great way to recognize staff and just let them know that we do appreciate what they're doing. And then also, students do along the way. I just think whenever we can build the staff up and let them know that they're appreciated, that carries over into the classroom and those kinds of things. And the kids recognize that so as well. And then we had one report since last month, and it was not to be going, but we did get it addressed and taken care of. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Meyer is at Minnesota Health meeting tonight, but he did send me some notes. He said that wanted to acknowledge they got $35,000 through Community Foundation Awards, and thank you to everyone who put in the time and effort to applying the grants, and of course it'll make a significant impact. Fall Festival success. They raised more money than they had the previous year. He was talking about the community engagement, large number of people who did attend, and appreciate all the volunteer staff and families who helped make it possible. The literacy and data work, mentioned, as did Mrs. Pancake, about the reading team collaboration, the checkpoint monitoring that they've been doing. Character education, the current focus is on empathy. Seek first to understand, then be understood. Talking about school climate and safety, they had one report considered submitted as a bullying report. It was unsubstantiated. Parent communication, they did call them in that situation. Staff morale support for getting through December. They're using a Home Alone, the movie theme, for a lot of different activities with their staff between now and the end of this semester.
Hold on, before we go to administrative comments, or superintendent comments. SRO comments?
Myself and Officer Buck have been doing a good job keeping the kids wrangled in. We look to our admin staff and our teachers to help us out with that. We've basically got a great group of kids out there.
Thank you.
So what they paid you to get that in?
Hey, we appreciate you very much.
Yes, we do, very much.
Very much.
Yeah, I usually don't bring much of my own because my work should be reflected in the buildings, but they did bring us the reading adoption, and so I was gonna mention that, just a huge shout out to the teachers. They're doing some hard work to get all that aligned with the new materials this year. And, we're trying to support them in that as we make adjustments, but it's, cramming a lot into the same amount of time. They just really work their tails off. So as always, we're lucky with our staff. I was also going to mention that Phil, you brought him up, and I don't know if the board had heard about these, looking to start a gaming club to get some students engaged who might not participate in some of the traditional athletics and things, but it gives them an opportunity to meet, network, make those connections within the school. So it's a pretty neat thing that he's doing there. Eventually, if it builds, then it can become competitive at the high school level, but he's just trying to kind of start the foundation for it right now. So other than that, just Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
I met with Elaine Berry yesterday. She is our liaison for Backpack Buddies between the school corporation and the benefactor. And we are now over 500, I believe she's had 535 families participate in Backpack Buddies. And, I can't say enough for the benefactor and their generosity, and they've done this now for several years, but, reaching out, asking to help our kids, and it's just been something really appreciated, really tremendous. So,
That's awesome. All right. Superintendent, or board member comments?
One thing I want to say is kudos out to our SOR, Mr. Saggart. So when I go out, wrestling practice is usually after 4 o'clock time I get there to help with it. But he has got a wild, good bunch of young individuals that have come through football, are not currently doing a winter sport, and he's got them lifting weights and they're running, and I mean, he's got their attention all the time. And I just say kudos to that, because that's awesome. These kids will probably go home and not do a whole lot, and they're out there, working to get better. So that is awesome. One other thing too, next Tuesday, the 18th, will be 50 years of wrestling at Pike Central. So this will be our alumni kind of wrestling match. So if you have wrestled, coached with wrestling, helped with wrestling, please come out there and be recognized. This will be Tuesday at the high school.
Tuesday?
Yep, the 18th.
What time is it, 6?
6 is weighing, yep.
Does that count matinees, long?
Yes, absolutely. Most definitely. I tried to put it out there on Facebook, but throw it out there again, let people know, because it'd be nice. We have some old coaches coming back.
Is Mr. Marcus?
Yep. It's
I
coming.
was a matinee.
Sean Chef is coming back. Mr. Kelly, I'm not sure. I have not heard back yet on that, but I will find out.
You said the 16th,
18th. Tuesday the 18th.
Tuesday the 18th.
Yep.
Tuesday is the 16th.
Tuesday, 16th.
You're right. I'm looking at November. I'm sorry. The 16th. Sorry.
Tuesday, December 16th.
Sorry. No, it's Thursday the 18th. My bad. Thursday. Sorry. I apologize.
You better check Facebook.
Yeah, I'll have to double check it.
So what time?
6.
Okay. You put that
But
on
50
our
years,
alumni.
that's monstrous.
Put it on our alumni thing.
All right. Any other board member comments? Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Yes.
Well, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
A motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, raise your hand. Meeting adjourned.
Boom.
I know, I gotta wait.